Slurpty derp, the last dregs of a British tea. Welcome to the diary of a mad sound designer who does nothing other than make vital presets and occasionally go to the shops to buy milk. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. What am I doing? Yeah, Stranger Things. No, I'm not copying them. No. What do you think? What are you talking about? No, stop it. I don't do how to make a bass like Stranger Things. All right. Inspired by, that's a word we can get away with. Inspired by ... So yesterday in the video, was it yesterday? Yeah, I made an ARP for you guys, and actually, just before I get into this upside down ARP, which I think you're going to really like because I kind of smashed it with the tension on this one. It's really dark, but just before I get into that, I found out what was causing my vital modulations to ping to the left always, and it was within this matrix. When it got to a certain number of modulations, I had to right click and it won't let me do it now, and click clear MIDI assignment because it was automatically on there. So for some reason, every time I got to like number 5 or number 4 in modulations, the MIDI assignment would still be on, and it would ping everything to the left. And once I right clicked it and pressed clear MIDI assignment, obviously it's not there now because I've already done it. But once I did that, I fixed it. So that was the issue. It was driving me mad, my G's. But anyway, now I was able to make something more like this, which is more detailed, because it uses so many modulations in small amounts, But that's what I like doing, stroking things nice and gently. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, there it is. I didn't even mean to play it. I just kind of pressed space on the keyboard to kind of segue away from that bad, no pun intended joke. So anyway, this is the upside down ARP. And listen to the tension on that. It sounds absolutely wicked. And I'm dropping this one on my Discord to the Fire Team crew. From now on, any banging presets I make, I'm going to just drop in Patreon on the Fire Team. So you may as well just sign up and, end your misery. I will drop some free ones on YouTube as well in the future. But I think I'll save my finest and best for Patreon. But I'm still going to teach you as best as I can on how I made them. Because that's the whole idea of YouTube, isn't it? It's about learning. So, yeah. What we can do is quickly rub off the effects. Why did I say rub off? Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. It's just my dirty mind. I think most people might not have noticed the innuendos there. Anyway. Right. Started with a nice sine wave. And yeah, the movement all really comes from a filter, so I'm going to throw this on straight away because it's important to get the movement in early on, I think. So I've got this nice, like, sort of slow building tension saw down with a nice little curve on it, and then I've got another oscillator 2 coming in, and this one is going to be modulated on the FM here. So it's a bit chaotic, but I like that kind of saw texture in there. So having the saw wave in there, and then I stereoed it out a bit. You can see here what I've done with the pitching. The sine wave's nice and low and bassy, and the saw wave is a little bit higher in the harmonics. And yeah, this is the basis for the kind of growly aspect of the tension. The monster is coming. That's coming from this here, and it's almost a bit random. I think it's because of the detuning, but every time it goes up and down, it almost sounds a bit different each time. I like the unpredictability of that, and it's I'm making like an ARP or / tension pad type thing, so I'm not like overly concerned with it being perfect every time. Anyway, let's get the filter back on, and then I've got this I love this Bart atmosphere texture. It's really, really nice. And I'm using this on another filter with a high pass. And this is on a different rhythm. So this is a bit faster, this one. So the whole idea of building the tension using the different sound elements sort of at different speeds, you know. This second one here, I think that's going to be... Let me just check. Okay, no, so they're both of these LFOs are doing the exact same speed, but I've just tracked them to a couple of separate things, and the reason why is because I've got a different amount of stereo width on this second one here. So this second one is going to be adding a little bit of extra stereo character, and you can see it does it here on the filter, so that you can see the left and right are different, so we kind of already get a stereo separation in there, so just making the sound more interesting across the stereo field quite early on. So anyway, that's cool, and I love that little sample atmosphere in the background. So I've got this main sort of driving, like low bassy kind of sine wave. I've got this like saw texture lurking around in there. Then I've got like the real like growling up and down kind of tension coming from the FM amount. And then I've got like some atmosphere on a kind of different rhythm, which is quite cool. So then we've got like a really complex sound already, but it's like sort of dynamically sort of layered in a way, like you can hear the separate parts of it in a sense. So now that I've got this kind of whole combination, now I'm going to affect it all together. So that's the next thing, and this is where we really bring it to life. So we've got a compressor first, and I've mixed it in on my LFO1, so it's going to be, you know, it's mental at the top because I've done my open the floodgates where I just let all the attack let it all through, and take the release down. I seem to have modulated the release a bit here. It's difficult. I should have probably live streamed it, but yeah, explaining it afterwards, you kind of forget what you did sometimes. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's mixing in a bit of that like sort of saturation almost. I feel like that's what the compressor really does here. Then distorting it on the sine fold mode, and that's gonna also be on the LFO, and so it's going to sort of drive it up in rhythm with the rest of the patch. That's really, really nice around there. And then I've got some chorus going on, and this is mixed in sort of 20 or 30%. And I controlled the depth myself by ear, and I put the freeze mode on, and I mapped the delays to the LFO, so it kind of moves at the same rhythm as the rest of the you know, ARP already is moving from the filters and everything. So what that basically allows me to do is keep the chorus sort of nice and concise along with the movement. So it's not sort of a random chorusing and then adding it. It's like using it as extra voices that are controlled. We could maybe just track this to the LFO as well. I think that could be a cool move. I'm just never sure which way is going to work best, but we'll try both. Yeah, I like that. So now we're going to control it a bit more because we've got loads of harmonics going on in the high end. So I'm going to filter everything now on a low pass filter here. So you start to hear that sort of that really nice kind of blending of everything together without that sort of overbearing high end. And when you sort of just bringing out all of that crazy high end just for a brief moment by, you know, filtering it here, then, you know, you capture a bit of that energy that we created, but it's nice and controlled and easier on the ear. So even though it's like really tense and everything's a bit over distorted and loads of craziness going on, this filter like controls it and makes it a bit more relatable to the ear, I suppose, would be the best way to explain that. And yeah, so what happens then is I've also randomized the sort of cutoff here. So it's actually gonna pop open and closed like slightly differently each time, so that also keeps it a bit more natural and a bit more pleasing to the ear. Nice bit of reverb at the end. And have I mixed it in? I don't think so. It's just I've turned the size right up, which made it seem to blend in a bit more. I might start turning the size up a bit more, leaving the time how it is, because it's quite nice around there always, 1 second. But maybe when I turn the size up, it feels a bit more natural. Like it kind of blends in a bit more because it's a bit further away, I think. And how I actually got to this sound to like keep things G with you guys is I didn't do it in this order to start with the effects. That's just I literally just was moving them around. Every time I added a new one, I would move it around and see which position it fits best in. Because there's never a right or wrong way to do your effects chain, to be honest. It depends on each sound. So, and it doesn't take long just to switch it up and down and just figure out what you think sounds best. I'm going to just save that one more time then as my upside down ARP 2. And yeah, really, really pleased with this sound. It is definitely inspired by Stranger Things. Hope I don't get like a copyright strike or something. I'm sure it's fine to upload something like this anyway. I'm going to probably do a couple more similar sounds. Maybe next one I'll do more of that kind of high, that kind of nostalgic lead, you know, like kind of synthy not 80s, but that just like a nice vibrato synthy pitch kind of lead that has like a sense of like loneliness or nostalgia or melancholy to it or something like that. Yeah, and design one of those because I think that's going to be fun. So yeah, join me on my journey into sound design as a whole. You guys know that I am a drum and bass head by nature, but I love music production and sound design in general, so I'm going to just try a few new things here. Bear with me. We'll get back onto making a new D&B song very soon though, as well, as my wrist is sort of healing up quite nicely. But yeah, really nice tense ARP there for you guys. Shout out to the Patreon elite squad and the fire team crew. Yeah, I hope you will enjoy this patch on there, and to the rest of you, I hope you learned a little bit, and much love. Don't do anything I wouldn't, for goodness sake.